last few years, do you think the world has gone woke?
In the last few years, I don't think I know the world has gone to as a very prominent lawyer that's getting ready to retire from London, sat in that next room, the library, a few weeks ago when he was up to see his daughter at St. Andrews University, said, we're on the way down and we're ahead of schedule.
So what's gone wrong?
Your generation.
My generation.
And their generation. Assuming you're all about the same age. You look older, so maybe you are. But yeah, it's sad but true. I said in 2014, I was 10 years behind Professor Hawkins from Cambridge, because he said what I'm about to say in 2014. He said it in 2004. The human race, Homo sapien, is at its apex. We're on a mediocre planet with a brain slightly more functional than a chimp, and our best days are behind us. I'm not the only one that says this, but apparently I'm the only one that reads all the world reports from the International Monetary Fund, from the World Bank, from all the prestigious associations that have been saying this for several years, but nobody listens. For example, COP 28, I think we just had in Europe, but we had COP 27 in Glasgow. You know how many hundreds of millions have been pledged from the people that attend those kind of conventions? Since COP 21 through COP 27, 100 million has been pledged by the 135 countries around the world. You know how many dollars, euros, pence, pennies have been actually funded through COP 27? Zero.
So where's it all gone?
No, they haven't funded it because they won't give it to the organizations because of the C word. Now, my favorite C word is not the C word they're worried about. Their favorite C word.
What's your favorite C word?
But I mean, which you all are. But the C word they're worried about is corruption. The money never gets to where it's supposed to go. My favorite drum to beat the last, year and a half is Rwanda.
So just go back to something. When you said you all are, do you mean us three, or do you mean an entire generation of the world?
Well, assuming you're all men, which I don't know in these days, but I mean, because, you know, all the stuff about transgender, et cetera. Men are weak. I could speak, you know, how you spoke 46 hours one time in 2014. I could speak 146 hours about the value of the man and how it's gone down the toilet. In 1986, a woman's handshake was about 86 pounds pressure. A man's handshake in 1986 was about 101 pounds. In 2016, a woman's handshake is 105 pounds, and a man's handshake is 93 pounds. Now, that's just one little indice. Maybe it doesn't mean anything. I think it means a whole lot.
So what went wrong with masculinity then?
It's not considered a priority anymore. It hasn't been for a long time.
What? It's just not needed in the world, you mean?
Because the men are getting closer to the female genes, and the female genes are getting closer to the male genes.
Surely that's got to be bad for our evolution, though.
We're dead. We're dead. Darwin was wrong.
What? I.e. evolution isn't always progress?
No.
We're de-evolving, you mean?
No, we're de-evolving. That's not evolution. That's devolution.
Yeah. So you said earlier it's the younger generation, but...
Generations.
Generations. So anyone younger than your generation?
Oh, no. I'm a Neanderthal. I mean, there's not too many of me left. But, I mean, let's say a generation after me, you'd be about 60. And a generation after that, you'd be about 40. So people from, roughly speaking, 45 to 15, which is 2.5 generations.
What have they done wrong?
I donate to the grammar school I went to. And grammar school to me doesn't mean the grammar school to you. Grammar school is like 0 to 6th grade, okay? I donate to the high school I went to, which is roughly the 9th to the 12th grade. I donate to the university you got to explain about that I went to, and by some fortune of Allah, graduated from, okay? And we're giving money, and it's my wife and I go and visit these places, and we just visited them the last trip to America, maybe 3 weeks ago. And we went into the grammar school. Doris Place Grammar School is famous for two things. Number one, Marilyn Monroe went there, and me, okay? Marilyn Monroe went 19 years before I did, and so we went around with a principal, a lovely lady, and we've given them money for a while to build libraries and music centers, etc. And we went into a kindergarten class. And in the kindergarten class, there's about 3 or 4 places as big as that chair over there where they have pillows and little toys for them. So if they're having a bad day, they can go rest there. It's called Quiet Place. It's a quiet place. They got 3 or 4 of them in kindergarten. And so kindergarten, they're just away from their mother. Well, I could see that. Then we went to the 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, and 6th grade classes. And they got quiet places with little toys and blankies, as they're called. And I asked the principal, who's a very nice lady, I like her a lot, and we're going to continue to fund her. So if you see this, don't get chilled out or don't freak out. So when doesn't anybody punch anybody in the face anymore, I asked. Now, this is the grammar school I went to, and I tried to kill my teacher when I was 11 years old.
Why?
Okay, if it's important, I'll get to that in a minute. And this is the same school that I broke people's bones and tried to put people's eyes out. They called me a hellion. I don't know if that word is still popular. And I said, what happens if Billy punches Joey in the face? Make sure that the kid that got punched isn't hurt too bad. Then you take the kid that punched him. Now, that's not you. You know better than that. Your parents, would they be sad or would they be a happy face if you punched somebody, if they knew you punched? And that's supposed to make it all better. When I punched somebody in the face in 1955, 6, 7, and 8, I got the strap. I got put with a dunce cap. I got put in a closet all day till one of my parents could pick me up. Now look at the current results and look at me. There's no comparison. Spare the rod, spoil the child. And that's a short sentence to state why we are where we are today.